Hi, I'm Rory Ring, CEO with Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to Small Business Too Big to Ignore. And I'm here today with Anna Pelletier Doble of Kevanna Fine Photography. Welcome, Anna, to Small Business Too Big to Ignore.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So we're doing a series of just trying to tell our story about our small business community, and we've had an opportunity to have a little tour through the studio here. And what a fantastic setup you have. Tell us a little bit about the history here.
Well, the studio is now going in its 31st year. So we started in 1986, husband and wife team. We moved. I'm originally from Sault Ste. Marie, but I brought my husband here from Southern Ontario. And we were just out of school, and we figured the only way we could make a living doing photography was to start our own business.
Terrific. Now, how do you end up getting into the business of photography?
I think it's a different kind of profession than most, where you would, apply and get a job and work for a company. You have to be determined to be a, small business, so you're self-employed and create your work and sell yourself after that. There's not too many jobs anymore in this field that you could work like at a newspaper. It's really changed a lot.
So so talk about that, how you started and how the business has changed in 30 years, which congratulations, 31 years, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I think when we moved to Sault Ste. Marie, it was April Fool's Day. And we're like, that day that we came here, the steel plant had announced a big layoff. So we were like, do we continue even doing this? But we did, and we succeeded. And back then, there was probably about 8 studios in the city, all full-time, buildings with staff and everything. And now I think we're one of the last studios, and it's just changed a lot that way. Yeah.
What about, how many employees do you have now?
Now we have one full-time.
One full time,
Yeah.
and you started out just yourself and your husband, and
Yeah.
how has that employment trend changed with the
It-
way your business has changed?
In ours, at one point we probably had we had other stores. We used to have another studio called Self Portrait Center that was in the Cambria Mall, and then we did 1 year there, and we moved it to Station Mall for a year. And at that point, we probably, with the staff there and the production people here and everything, we probably had about 8 employees altogether, including my husband and I. Yeah.
So from a production standpoint, what would those people do compared to what's being done today in technology?
Well, back then, they were doing sales, Photoshop, all that production. When we had the stores in the mall, then because they were 12-hour a day every day of the week, then you had to have staff there at those businesses. And we did a lot more photography back then. Yeah.
Now you've got also with technology today, almost anybody can pick up a camera and think that they're a photographer. So how do you as a small business compete against that? Because almost everybody is your competitor.
Well, I think for us, why we're still around is because of our service. So when we do everything from the beginning to the end, right? So if somebody calls in, we do have a consult with them. We go over their ideas, what they're wanting to do. We create those images. We do everything in-house now. So we do printing, we do framing. I mean, we could go in, hang the photos right on someone's wall in their home. So that's the difference, that service that we create for the clients.
Now in this great space that you have here, there's a lot of pictures of families and kids, and really getting across that notion. You do a lot of family type portraits and work, family celebrations, I would think.
Yeah. No, like 50th anniversaries. Sometimes families are gathering, so we're going to a church and doing their family pictures say in the church or at one of the local halls, someone's home in their backyard. We always used to say, or we still do, we go anywhere in Algoma. So we've photographed families at their camp in Sprague and up in Wawa, all over the place.
Now, do you work in the commercial area at all? Do you work with our business community?
We're very busy now with business portraits because I think people have realized how important it is to have a good portrait. And now that with technology, those photos are there at LinkedIn, their Facebook, their website. So they're valued more than they used to be.
Interesting. Well, I guess, with technology like that, we're also becoming much more visual, and everything. So do you do any video work, or is it all kind of still camera?
We do all still. We used to do video a long time ago. But
And why the difference? Why the change?
because we weren't trained in that field. And a long time ago when videos first came out, we did do that. We were doing videos at weddings, but we realized our training was in photography and we had to make a choice to do one thing well. So we stuck with the photography.
So you trained, you would think, I guess, let's back to technology and how anybody can be a photographer. What do you need to be a professional photographic studio? And what is your training? What's your background?
Well, I went to school for 3 years, Fanshawe in London. I'm a member of the Professional Photographers of Canada, so I've been a member since graduating. So they provide us with courses and conventions, and we're always educating ourselves that way. And then you apply, like over the years, I've received my Master's of Photographic Arts, but that's through putting your service out for the public and sharing your knowledge. Like today I was at Steelton Center doing a class for seniors, and just our skill, like just the experience that we have.
So when you go to somewhere like Steelton, or you go to maybe a high school or a class, and you want to tell people, what are a couple things that they can do to up their skill levels in photography? What do you tell them?
Okay, so the people that today, I had to go and I just said how to make, better pictures. So I was saying maybe when you're gathering your family in your house, make sure you can see everybody's face, because sometimes they don't do that. And whoever's behind the camera, you're kind of like, you have to take that lead and control the situation. And because the people in the picture don't know what it's going to look like, so you have to make sure what the background's like, if there's a lamp sticking out of someone's head, just simple things that make it that
What if you've got
better.
Uncle Sam that wants to put the lamp on his head? How do you handle that?
Then I guess you let him do that. I don't know. Yeah.
Because that's maybe just the way the family operates, right?
Yeah. And then I was explaining to them different angles and placement and thirds and stuff like that. Just
so you have to
little things.
segment out the picture and different features and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now just change topics a little bit. You got a fabulous location here. You're right downtown, and how did you end up here? And what do you think about being downtown as a business?
Well, we've been in business for 30 years, and we have a little theory. I don't know if it's true, but the idea of being in this location keeps us neutral in the city. And I know that sounds kind of odd, but this is my theory. Anybody that has a business downtown, or what they call the Golden Mile, that slice, I feel we can cater to the whole city. But I think sometimes when you have a business and it's like in the East End or the West End, then people sometimes think that's where they would go do business. And because we're a business that can be like for everything, I think we really nailed it when we got this location. And plus we're on a busy street. Everybody has to come by here. We were really lucky when we got
Interesting. Now, how key is your location to marketing your business and getting the word out for Kevanna Fine Photography?
I think it's really important. Yeah, because we're central.
Right.
Yeah, we're not favoring any part of the city.
That's interesting.
And I feel like that was a really good move.
So you think that the downtown can be, and can become more of a draw for the whole city as a place to gather and be a community?
Yeah, well, we're lucky enough to have our business downtown. We also live downtown. I think it's great because we have the water. We can see it every day. I can walk to the library. Like, you can live downtown and not even have a car if you wanted to, really. And if you work downtown too, I'm lucky enough to have both of those things. I'd love to see more families living downtown. We have beautiful, beautiful homes down here, and I don't know if
it's a beautiful space down here.
It's great.
It is indeed,
nice.
And you feel. It seems to me that you feel quite at home downtown as well.
Yeah.
So, what about the future? What's things look like in 5 years for Kevanna?
Oh well, we'll be trugging along. That's for sure.
Yeah. Do you see any major challenges coming up for your business?
Not really. I'm seeing more going with the commercial work, more with families, doing stuff that the other people aren't doing. So we're available on weekends. We can do family portraits. We're kind of gearing our way from the weddings to more other ways of covering things. Yeah.
So you're transitioning some of your customer base, and what's kind of making you do that? Is it technology, or is it just a lot of people in the market that do that?
Yeah, I think we're trying to cover something that other people aren't. So a lot of people are out there doing the weddings, and so we're trying to go in a bit of
a different direction.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Do you also see, as you move into those areas, that you're going to have to reinvest in any kind of equipment upgrades, technology upgrades?
Yeah, we will have to.
Yeah, and does that happen very often in this type of business?
No,
So
really.
not when you're doing just kind of major transitions that you have to.
Yeah.
What about the computing technology? Do you have to get bigger, faster, better, more storage?
Yeah, sometimes when you upgrade to certain cameras, you're needing more memory storage. Yeah.
And I would think there's also more specific professional software packages as opposed to just downloading a free app or whatever from the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to invest in those kind of things as well.
Yeah, we're pretty established that way now, so it's not too bad.
Terrific. And you think you're going to stay right here
at
home?
Yes.
Here on Wellington?
Yeah.
And you got a great location and a great little business.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And thank you for being a small business too big to ignore.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. It was such a great contribution to the community and what makes a community tick. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining me on Small Business Too Big to Ignore.
You're welcome.